This Messenger special presentation brought to you by the Moosehead Cafe in downtown Crockett. Latexo Lady Tiger Madeline Smith loves two things: volleyball and healthy homemade food, like at the Moosehead Cafe in downtown Crockett. We just hope she never combines the two.
Can I have a glass of water, please?
I'll get it.
The Moosehead Cafe in downtown Crockett. Friends, family, and good hometown food.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. My name is Greg Ritchie from the Messenger newspaper, and we want to welcome you to a kind of a different candidate forum this time. We usually do these in big kind of town hall meetings at our civic center, but we have a lot of decided races, but one of the most important races is actually competitive. And joining us today are the two candidates for that job, incumbent Ms. Veronica Wooten-Smith and challenger Mr. James Angerstein. And we had a few questions for them. They were kind enough to join us here downtown on a Sunday, which we certainly appreciate. We've kind of gone over the rules, I guess. So we have about a minute per question. I've got 6 questions, so it shouldn't be that crazy, we hope. My wife there will be keeping time, and when she kind of gives us a hand up, we'll kind of finish our thought and move on. Mr. Angerstein, if it's all right, you're the challenger. We'll start with you, the questions, unless you would like to go first.
It's fine.
Okay. And I'm going to be asking each one of them the exact same questions. And our idea here, or our goal, is always to let people know y'all a little better, both personally and your plans for whatever position we do these little candidate forums for. And so I guess that's enough of me. Let's get to y'all. So, Mr. Angerstein, we'll start with you. And if you will, just tell us about yourself and your background.
Okay. My name is James Angerstein. I'm married to Carrie Angerstein here in town. We've lived here for a little over 25 years in the county. So I moved here when I was a child. Raised 6 children here, have 2 grandsons. This county has become more than just a place. It's become our life. It's become a place that we want to invest in. And for years now, I've wanted to get more involved in my community. I was a volunteer firefighter for over 10 years. I served on the board of directors for the Chamber of Commerce. Like I said, I was a member of the Texas State Guard for many years. And now I'm currently the president of the Crockett Lions Club. And so service is in my middle name, as you want to say it. But it's something that I've always enjoyed doing, is serving my community, serving my county. And so that's why I decided to run.
All right. Ms. Smith, same question. Tell us about yourself and your background.
Okay. Well, for y'all who don't know, I'm Veronica Wooten-Smith. I'm the incumbent and Democratic candidate for tax assessor collector. I'm not a politician. I'm proud to say that Houston County is my home has been my home for 50 years. I graduated from Crockett High School here in '92. I received, I attended Angelina College, where I received my administrative certification in child and family development. I'm married to Charles Smith. We have 2 sons. He currently works for Volcrow. He's been there for 24 years. My son, youngest son, he's been there 3 years. Our oldest son, he has special needs. And like I say, I've been with the tax office for 20 years. I love what I do. I love helping the community. I just love helping people.
Very good. Well, we'll stick with you for the next question. So some people may not have it exactly clear what the Office of Tax Assessor Collector does. So tell us about what the job is, or what it should be, or what it could be.
Okay. The title of tax assessor collector tells what it is. We assess and collect taxes. Most people get us confused with the appraiser district, where their office handles the appraiser part of it. And then as far as we calculate, once the value is certified to us, we calculate the rates, present that to the governing bodies. And the governing bodies, it's their duties to adopt the tax rate. Once we have the values and the rates adopted, we send that to the software company, where they print up the statements, and we generate the bills. and we mail those out to taxpayers. And then we're also with the motor vehicle and boat, where we register vehicles and boats and motors, and we also title them. And I'm responsible for over half of the county's budget. And that does not include the DMV, the comptroller, the Parks and Wildlife, the delinquent tax attorneys, and 5 other taxing entities. And you're looking at being responsible for over $23 million of the taxpayers' dollars.
All right. Mr. Angerstein, as a challenger, I guess the question for you would be, what should this office be, or what could it be?
As you said, I mean, that's pretty much everything that the office does, but as well as, I believe the office can be more transparent with the community. I know there's a lot of times we pay our taxes in, but we don't know where they go. You know, so many times there's kind of that block, you know, of you know, I come in here, I write my check, I pay my money or whatever, and then it just kind of gets dismissed. I don't know where it goes. So I know there's a couple of other offices here in town that actually maintain social media presence, showing what they're doing. So that's definitely something that I would see the office doing, if I were to take office. Just to be more transparent with the community, as well as there's another important side of the office is as well as sitting on 2 very important boards, committees. One is on the appraisal district board, as well as the second is on the elections committee. A lot of people probably don't realize that. But anyway, so that's definitely something that I want to pursue.
Well, you talked about wanting to serve the community. Obviously, there's a lot of things you could do or positions you could run for. What do you think makes you qualified for this position in particular?
Well, like I said, there's a lot of, I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, there's a lot of things that she knows about the office that, as far as working there for 20 years, she knows how, as far as numbers and stuff like that. That's stuff that I will have to learn. But that doesn't worry me because I mean, I've always been a pretty fast learner as far as that goes. The county pays for all your state, certifications, and all your training is provided. So that's no problem. I've run multiple businesses as a private individual. I've started and ran multiple businesses. I've run a couple different companies for my dad. He owns rental property and cabinet shop and everything like that. So I've run that. Yes, it's a smaller budget, but to me, it's still a matter of managing the money that comes in and the money that goes out, and pinching in every penny. If I say that, being held accountable for every dollar that goes out. That's something I would like to see happen better.
Okay. Well, they say running for office is kind of like a job interview. So I guess, what do you think makes you qualified to continue in this position?
Well, like I say, I've been there 28 years. I have the experience and knowledge and understanding of the day-to-day operations of the office. And as far as the board, yes, I am a, member of the board of directors for the appraisal district, but I'm a non-voting member. And also the election administration, yes, I am a board member for that, but I am only the hiring and firing of the elections administrator. As far as the county funds that we collect, I account for them, and all funds are remitted to the treasurer's office on behalf of the county. So where that money goes, that's the treasurer's responsibility. As far as the other taxing entities, those funds are mailed to those entities. That's their responsibility and duty. As far as the DMV, their funds are remitted to them, and as far as Parks and Wildlife and the Texas Comptroller, all those forms are remitted to them. We do not pay any of the county's budget. We do not know where those funds are, where they go. That's the treasurer's responsibility.
Well, I guess since both of you brought up the county election board, I know last year, maybe the year before, I didn't know such thing existed, but there was a vote, I think, on Ms. Lum and the election administrator's position. What role do you see yourself playing on that board? And both you, I guess you have played up to now and moving forward.
Well, I see myself being fair, just treat everyone as though we should all treat each other fair and equal. And as far as each job goes, if there's a problem with an employee, you write them up and there's a paper trail. And that's what I always base my ideals and learning on, is being fair and having my ducks in a row.
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Angerstein, I guess the same question. If elected, how would you approach things like the appraisal district board and the county elections board?
As Ms. Veronica said, I mean, even though I am a Republican, I'm a very strong Republican. I don't go into the office with that mindset of it's just, I'm here for the Republicans. I'm here for the county, Republican, Democrat, Independent, whoever you may be. I'm going to be fair and honest in all my dealings. Like I said, I'm going to be transparent to the whole community, the whole county. There's not going to be any favoritism. Well, hey, can you help me? No, when you got to follow the letter of the law. I mean, you have budgets that are out there, and you have to be fair to all. So as far as on the committee, I was approached by a couple different people and asked how I would have handled it differently this last committee meeting.
Yes.
And I told them, I said, I can't explain that because I have not been in that position. I said I will use this election to see how things go from there.
Okay. All right. This is as close as we're going to get to any kind of gotcha question. Let's get specific. 3 specific things you will do if elected to that position. You're the first, as not the first day, but
Sure.
like you're the president or anything, but the first 90 days or something.
Sure.
Like that.
There are actually 3 different things that that I've been dealt with, that I've had questions asked of me how I'd approach about it. Currently, the appraisal district and the county tax office, they use 2 different attorney firms. To me, that's, like I said, once I get in there, there will be some things to adjust or whatever, but I don't see there being any reason for paying the county taxpayers paying 2 separate law firms. Cost of taxpayers doubles. It delays clearing up the deeds, court proceedings, everything. It slows down just because we're having to deal with 2 different attorney firms. Another issue is about the inconvenience of having 2 different collection offices. They come here, they get 2 separate 2 separate letters in the mail. You come here, you pay your one, you go across town, pay your other. A lot of your elderly, they get confused about that. And we all know how the parking is on the square. So that leads up to my second, or my third suggestion is, as far as putting a more convenient way of paying your fees, paying your taxes and stuff. There seems like there ought to be a way to either install a drive-through or, these are just things that I'm looking at as far as, accessibility to the customer, to the community.
All right. Well, Ms. Smith, same thing, 3 things, and I guess in your case, it's incumbent, it could be things you'd like to continue that you've been doing or something that you'd like to do that you have not done.
Well, as far as the office, I believe we're running fairly well. The services that we have, that we provide to the citizens and taxpayers of Houston County. As far as the delinquent attorneys, that is actually the responsibility or duties of the Commissioner's Court. It is not the tax assessor collector's responsibility to reach out to a law firm as far as collecting delinquent taxes. And as far as how the delinquent attorneys are paid, they are not paid by the county. They are paid by taxes, delinquent fees for delinquent taxpayers. And as far as accessibility, that is the Commissioner's Court's responsibility to provide a place of, business for the tax office. It's not the tax assessor collector's responsibility. And we manage well with the use of what we're provided as for an office. And if we have elderly and disabled, we do go to curbside service. We've been doing that for at least 20 years. As far as something else Mr. Angerstein mentioned, my mind just kind of went blank.
That's okay.
Curbside service, I'm sorry. You mentioned the curbside service, that, like I said, that's not a responsibility of the Commissioner's Court, the attorney.
Perhaps combining both offices?
Yes, sir, I'm thinking combining the offices. Well, the taxpayers, the majority of the taxpayers, yes, we do have 2 different locations, but we provide service, like I say, mail in person, or we even have a drop slide. Of course, we do have curbside. And the majority of the taxpayers, they use the online 24/7 website along with the automated system. And the majority of the taxpayers, they don't complain, and they mail or send their payment by phone or internet.
Well, last question, we'll begin with you, Ms. Smith. And when people walk into those voting booths, I guess the question they'll be asking is why you and why now?
Okay. As a current tax assessor collector and 28 years of service, I'm asking y'all to vote for experience because your tax dollars matter. We're not talking about $1 million. We're talking about this, not just the county's tax dollars, your tax dollars, but also the state's. You're looking well over $23 million, and you really would, I would hope, want someone who has experience and knowledge to take care of your taxes. And me being, like I say, here for 28 years, everyone who knows I'm an honest person. I've always been honest, fair, and equal to everyone, regardless of who that person is or what your party affiliation is. Because for me, when it all comes down to it, we are family, friends, and neighbors before we are a party. And thank you.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Mr. Angerstein, as the challenger, you're asking voters to make a change. So why you and why now?
Well, as Ms. Veronica said, and I agree. I mean, I've never had any issues with her. She's been very, very fair, and like I said, just what I hear is a lot of times is about experience, and experience is great, but so many times that not all experience is good experience. So I know, like I said, there's things that have been taught her and down, just passed down through the line, that I believe just needs to be changed. I guess to sum it up, I'm not bringing politics in the office. I want to run. I'm running because I believe the government needs to about serving the people. It's not about bringing more power to the government. It's about the government serving the people, and that's what I want to do. I want to see us become a stronger, more prosperous county. Like I said, I love our county. I've lived here almost all my life. I've lived here, ever since I was a kid, as I said, and I want to see it. I want to see it do better, be more transparent, more accessibility with the county.
Mr. Angerstein, thank you very much for being here. Ms. Smith, very
Thank
kind of
you.
you. Early voting starts, I believe, October the 21st at the Houston County Civics Senior Citizen Center in the Park. Election day is Tuesday, November 5th. I think it's too late now to register to vote. So if you're not registered, I vote in spirit, I'm not sure. And of course, election night, as always, the Messenger will have coverage all night long of local, state, and national races. And thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
And thank all of you for watching.